All right, today is Sunday, January 12th, 2025. We came back up to the house. We could not keep ourselves away. We wanted to see what was going on. And I've filmed this all out of order, so I'm not going to spoil it, but there's some cool things later on in the video. They do have our water main all put together, and they have filled in this ditch. And, Emily and Quinn are constantly fighting water, so I figured I would get a good video of what they did on this ditch over here for Quinn. I don't know how long this is going to stay. I think this is going to get washed out pretty quick. But again, our water main, goes under this little, culvert. And just in the last couple of days, they have kind of filled in the culvert a little bit and then poured this cement, flume that at least covers over where our water main is. And then it looks like they just washed out the cement truck right here. And then again, this just falls down the hill into the valley. So I don't really expect this piece to stick around that much unless this cement is more cement than it looks, more cement than washout. But it looks like they've got the water meter over there. They got to have water to it. There's a hose hooked up. There's also some water buckets on the other side of this truck, water totes, and they got this firefighting line hooked up as well. I don't know if that firefighting line is to keep dust down, if it's some type of firefighting requirement they got to have out here with the brush, but either way, we'll go walk down the driveway next to this truck. So here we are, Skyline Drive, and then here is our driveway. We got to keep our rocks for a couple of reasons. One, it'd be super duper expensive to move these rocks. I have no idea what these things weigh, but they're monstrous, as you can see by the tractor behind it. And two, I really like the rocks. So this will be our driveway. It'll kind of come down here. This other backhoe, whatever, is sitting kind of in our driveway as well. I think this narrow bucket is to dig the leach field for the septic, but I can't really tell. I don't think they've started that yet. But down here is the house pad. Somewhere roughly in here, the house will start. Probably walking through the master bedroom right now, and then our back porch will be down over here a little bit. Probably somewhere in here will be our back porch. But they've kind of moved the corner of this pad over quite a bit, which is cool. It does look like they've rolled this big rock down. There's some blade marks on it where it looks like they've rolled it over. I'd kind of like it if they would lay that thing flat, but I don't know if that's asking too much. I guess the answer is no if you don't ask. But here's kind of the other side. I think that they're still working on. I think they're still going to bring this out a little bit, make this a little more pronounced, a little flatter. Obviously, here's Amy coming down the hill. And then kind of that far, they kept my oak tree in the corner. I've got another oak tree here and one up kind of by the mailboxes. The HOA is pretty grumpy about oak trees in this valley, so you have to get permission to remove them. So we have stuck with the keeping of them, mainly because I like them. Two, I don't really want to deal with the HOA and chopping them down. So kind of looking back over here, this power line is the eastern edge of our property, so it kind of rolls down this hill on the far side of this ravine area. And for those of you that keep watching, there's another clip that occurs right up here by the mailboxes. And yeah, here's the back porch view. So here's the I guess, clump of rocks that are going to kind of delineate the back end of the house pad. And this little area over here, while it's not entirely flat, it is another little flat spot. And from what I can tell from our septic plan, there is the leach field is going to go over here in this area. So I'm not really sure why they've kind of continued to push some rocks around downhill from the backyard, from the actual house pad. I do know there was a slope requirement that they were trying to hit, so it's totally possible that in order to stick with no retaining walls, no engineered walls, that they have to kind of even this slope out quite a bit. So honestly, I like it. I'll probably build some trails down in there. In the next couple of clips, I actually walk down. I don't get quite all the way to the bottom. Actually, I don't even scratch the surface on getting to the bottom. But I walk down there. There's quite a bit of animal trails and stuff down there. Well, I'm probably going to shoot all of this out of order. But I've really never walked this far down the lot before, but I can tell you one thing. I'm about halfway down, and there's an absolute animal superhighway through here. There's a bunch. You can kind of down in this area. There's a huge animal trail that cuts there. I don't know if the sun's in your face, but there's another animal trail that cuts pretty hard out that way. And I came down over here, and there's literally a whole nother trail. I just walked across it. I'm gonna find it again. But there was a whole nother animal trail. You can see it cuts up the hill on the left side of this rock. Oh, here's the trail that I was on that I came down. So I don't know. Something is walking through here. There's a bunch of, in this little flat spot here, there's a bunch of deer feet prints kind of poked into the ground. But I'm not exactly sure how far down our property I am. I think I'm only about halfway. But this animal trail continues right on down the hill. So it just kind of continues to meander down. And I don't know. We'll give you some views from the top. They got the house pad a little bit more firm on where it's going to be, so we'll take a look at that as well. Well, I was just thinking about it. I do have on X, and at some point I dropped a pin in the corner of this lot. And before, when I said that I thought I was about halfway down, I'm probably closer to about a third of the way down the hill. So our lot continues in that direction quite a bit. But I think there's a little clearing over here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get to. Here's another little animal cut-through spot. So hopefully we'll get some cool things to look at while we live here. Now I do have to walk all the way back up this, which is not going to be fun, but there is still a pretty significant animal trail that runs out through there. This looks like a bed down area for deer or something. There's a nice little bedded area, and then even a lot of these bushy trees, there's a little hole right here where they could kind of scoot in and get under it. So it's really hard to point out, but you can kind of see this ravine that cuts through the center of the shot. Our property line actually runs down the other side of that ravine, and I don't know quite how far on the other side, but at least our property goes all the way to the bottom of this and then kind of back up the other side. And then as we look back, hopefully the sun's not in everybody's eyes too bad, but up there at the top is where the actual street's at. Here's another quick look into somebody's home. Somebody sits back in there. There's a real nice little spot back in there. And then even over in there, somebody is definitely enjoying this chunk of our property. You see the kitty? That is a bobcat. Hey, baby. I was just coming back up to the car to get my jacket, and I was like, what the heck is that? Here, kitty, 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 kitty. The next clip of video will be me in the emergency room. Hi, baby. Hi. She gone.